Our judge for our All Other Wool Breed show today is Evan Snyder of Atglen, Pennsylvania. Evan is the shepherd at Macaulay, Suffolk. He's a proud Oklahoma State grad. He's also been involved with the Dorsets from Superior Farm and Macaulay's when they had Tunis. Right now, Macaulay's are in the process of developing a Valet Blacknose flock as well. Let's welcome Evan Snyder to your All Other Breeds show today. And assisting us today with ribbons is Zoe Amons from Chelsea, Vermont. Zoe is the 2024 National Petite Runner-Up in the Miss Agriculture USA competition. Zoe is an advocate for agriculture, or an advocate. Those of you that are watching the show today from either online or here in person can see some differences in the sheep that we have out here, maybe not as similar as you might think. Out here in the front of the line, we have a Finn sheep. The next two are Gotlands. Finn sheep, or Finnish landrace as they are known in their native country of Finland, are one of the most prolific breeds of sheep in the world. Ewes will typically have multiple births of 3 to 4 lambs. Finn sheep are related to other Scandinavian short-tailed breeds. They were first imported into the U.S. in 1968. More research work and data has been compiled in the U.S. involving Finn sheep and their crosses than any other breed of sheep. In recent years, Finn sheep have become valued for their soft fleeces of medium-grade wool, which have a wide range of colors.
Well, good afternoon here. Certainly a pleasure to be back here this afternoon for the AOB Wool Show. And the committee tells me we've got quite a variety and fruit salad bowl of stuff here to sort through today. I think it's an awfully nice class to get started here with. Just 3 super rams here in this drive, and I think you could use every one of them and put them in different places and justify it. Really a big-bodied Gotland ram here that just got a nice fleece about him. They've got a little extra staple length on him, and really neat as you part it and get down deep. A lot of luster about it and a lot of character. Very neat in terms of his top shape. Got a big old top in this ram, big hip in him, and just an awfully nice one to roll with here. Our next one, the Finn sheep, just an interesting sheep just in terms of top line and hip and pin set. Great fleece about that one. Very, very sound in motion, and I think this is another really neat one. And then we round out the trio, another Gotland ram that's up-fronted, really neat in terms of his fleece. And so, again, nothing wrong with any of them. Just got to get them in an order here. I think very high-quality trio. Let's give them a big round of applause. Congratulations.
Our next class, single entry in the senior ram lamb class. Placing on the yearling ram class, first place goes to entry 1302, Vermont Grandview Farm 0157 Rex, Catherine O'Donnell, Vermont Grandview Farm, Marshfield, Massachusetts. That ram weighing 187. Second place, first in the junior show to Yankee Rock Farm 2325, Katie Cheek, Chepachet, Rhode Island. That ram weighing 151. Third place to 1303, Someday Soon Farm, Sarah Jakeman, Kanajahari, New York. That ram weighing 177.
We get a lone entry here in our senior ram lamb class, and one, again, just very structurally sound and really level in terms of his design, get into his fleece and very uniform. I think love to have some against him here, but let's give him a round of applause on a nice entry here. Congratulations.
Next up is Class 1 of our junior ram lambs. These animals born between January the 25th of this year and March the 15th of this year. Class 1 junior ram lambs will be your next class. Placing on the senior ram lamb class, first place goes to entry number 1304, Yankee Rock Farm 2347, Yankee Rock Farm, Siri Swanson and Colin Siegman, Bridgeport, Vermont. added a couple of more breeds out here for you. Um, the fourth one from my right is a blue-faced Leicester. The blue-faced Leicester is of the English wool type, and they are originated near Hexham in the county of Northumberland in England during the early 1900s. The blue-faced Leicester is a very prolific breed with lambing percentage reported to range between 220 and 250%. Their wool is classed as a demi-Leicester and fine, and their wool qualities appear to even be passed on to their crossbred lambs. Of the three breeds of Leicester sheep, Border, Blue-Faced, and the Lincoln Longwool, the Blue-Faced Leicester has the finest of the wool. The breed gets its name from its deep blue skin, which is really white hairs on black skin. In England, the crossbred progeny of the Blue-Faced Leicester are called mules. Mule ewes make up more than one half of England's crossbred ewe population. The first blue-faced Leicesters were imported into the U.S. in the early 1980s. Right now, our judge is handling a natural colored Cotswold. And the Cotswold is considered a dual-purpose long-wool breed that originated in the Cotswold Hills in England. The breed was introduced to the United States in 1831. Here in the U.S., Cotswolds are raised primarily for their wool. Cotswold wool hangs in locks and fibers, and they have a very lustrous and silky sheen. There is a separate breed registry for the black or natural colored Cotswolds, as they are considered a distinct breed on their own. And if you line those up, the sixth one in the line is a Rommeldale, or in this case, probably with that coloration pattern and break, would classify it right up there close to the CBM. Two different things, same breed, but the CBM is the California Variegated Mutant. The interesting thing about the Rommeldale sheep is they are American, a very fine wool breed. It does come in some derivatives of multiple colors, and that's where we get the California Variegated Mutant. Both of them are very unique to the United States, and they're on the endangered list. They began their development when a breeder in California in the early 1800s bought the prize-winning New Zealand Romney flock at the Panama Pacific International Expo in San Francisco. He bred those lambs to his Rambouillet ewes with the goal of improving both meat and wool qualities of his stock. This group of Romney Rambouillet crosses were then bred for several years and selected for both wool and meat quality. And that's how we got that breed. Also, we saw continued work done on increasing and improving maternity and as well as reproduction, and got into a situation where we got non-seasonal reproduction going on as well. In the 1960s, Glenn Eidman, a partner with one of these operations, founded the California Variegated Mutant variety, or sometimes called the CBM. And then the two gentlemen and ladies with the plaid shirts on have some Gotland sheep. Gotland sheep were first established on the Swedish island of Gotland by the Vikings, along with Karakul and Romanov sheep that they brought back from expeditions deep into Russia. The original primitive Gotland sheep still exist on the island of Gotland today. Gotlands are a medium-sized breed of the northern European short-tailed variety of sheep. The Gotland pelt sheep, or modern Gotland, has been developed in Sweden since the 1920s through controlled breeding and extensive selection, which has produced a true multipurpose long wool sheep with fur pelts and fleeces that are popular for hand spinning or felting. The Gotland is being established in the U.S. via upgrading with imported semen. First importations took place in 2003.
Boy, what a fun class here of ram lambs, and this is the first of two, I guess. Just quite a variety of just really high quality ones here. Differences, no doubt, differences within the breed even, and then we're sorting four different or five different breeds here. But I think a tremendous group here to sort through. The first one we lead off with, the Leicester there, I think just a real growthy, long-bodied ram that offers a whole bunch of good, just a really nice fleece about him, just a great head about him. If you're going to maybe pick him apart in motion, maybe wants to maybe get his hip up in the air, just a nickel for us, but so long and so growthy, good on his feet and legs. I think just an awfully neat one there to lead off with. Our next one, he sure paints a nice picture as well. Maybe a little bit better in his hip structure than we have in that lead-off ram. Shortens up just a nickel, but boy, he takes a nice picture there from the side, gets his head at the point of his shoulders like they're supposed to. very sound on his feet and legs, and again, a nice fleece as well. We work into a Gotland ram here that's got I think just a beautiful fleece here for us. Very, very lustrous and very uniform. Just really a lot of character about him. He gets maybe just a little finer in his feature, and I know we're sorting different breeds, and that's part of it here. But boy, really a sound one in motion. I like his head. His head pops against that gray color about him. I think just an awfully neat one there to run in this lineup. Our Cots that comes forward is another big, massive topped one that has got a lot of shape to him. In motion's very good, and you get into his fleece, pretty nice as well. Very sound on his toes, and with some look and appeal about him. I think another high-end one. Then our Romsleydale here that in 5, really a nice top sheep. A lot of dimension in that sheep. As far as fleece goes, maybe not as much character, and I know they don't have as much as some of these breeds, but maybe not as much character as a couple of them. Maybe at times wants to get just a little rocky on those front pasterns there, just a nickel. But boy, I tell you, just a nice group, and then a whole bunch of good ones down here as well. Let's give them a big round of applause. That's a great set of sheep. Congratulations.
Next class is class number 2 of those junior ram lambs. Placing on class 1 of our junior ram lambs, first place goes to entry number 1309, Granite State 0033, Kachow. Julia Chute of Lipster, New Hampshire. That ram weighing 180. Second to entry number 1314, Sweet Meadow 2408, Sweet Meadow Farm, Iris La Rochelle, Webster, New Hampshire. That ram weighing 157. Third place to entry number 1310, Lindsay Burke, Swift River, Cummington, Massachusetts. That ram weighing 106. Fourth place, first in the junior show to 1312, Wilds 2408, Burnt Toast, William Wilds, Wellington, Connecticut. Fifth, second in the junior show to 1311, HPF 0215, Marble, Penelope Kemp, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Sixth place to entry 1313, Lindsay Burke, Swift River, Cummington, Massachusetts. Seventh place, third in the junior show to 1305, Carter Short, Ballston Spa, New York. Eighth place, fourth in the junior show to Carter Short. 9 to entry 1307, Christina Atkins, Cook Hill Farm, Griswold, Connecticut. And 10 to Christine Atkins, Cook Hill Farm, Griswold, Connecticut. Okay, so here's your first AOB trivia question. 15 years ago at the 2009 Big E, in the AOB Wool Show, Tor Sorensen was our judge. Tell me the name of the exhibitor who had Champion Ram, Champion Ewe, first place in the Get of Sire, had first place in the Exhibitor's Flock, and first place in the Fleece.
Well, another really fun class to sort through, and a lot of varieties again through here, and again though I think a very high-end group to sort through. We lead off again with a blue face, and I think just a real neat pattern sheep that's got a lot of extension about him. He's very sound when we put him into motion. Nice head about him, and then just a nice top line in him. You got a lot of width and dimension about him. Lays in his shoulder extremely nice, and then you get into his fleece. A lot of uniformity about it. I think just a neat one to lead off with. Our Gotland in second. Beautiful fleece and lots of luster when you part that fleece. Tremendous amount of character. I know this breed doesn't have as much bone work underneath him, but for me, he maybe just gets a little finer appearing than maybe that lead-off sheep, but really good in his top. He lays good in his shoulder, comes back in through a nice hip, and again, just get into that fleece. It's tremendous in terms of just character and luster. Our Finn that comes to us in third, I love this one's top. You run your hands down him, there's not a hole in him. Got a big old hip and square pin set in him. Again, really neat in his fleece as well. Super on his feet and legs in motion as he moves around the ring. I think a neat colored one as well. Got a striking color about him. Just really a neat show sheep here in terms of his appeal. Real tall fronted. Lester here comes to us in four. I think maybe his better days are maybe yet to come. He's maybe in that growth stage. Really neat, though, in terms of his front-end design. He's got some extra length about him. Maybe just let him become a yearling ram here for us next year. But another nice Gotland here that we round out the top five with. Again, beautiful fleeced. Again, maybe we just run out of sheep in this one compared to a couple of them that get ahead of him. But really, again, sound on his feet and legs. Good class all the way through. Let's give him a big round of applause. Congratulations.
Next class will be pair of ram lambs. Pair ram lambs, please. Placing on Class 2 of our Junior Ram Lambs, first place goes to entry 1323, Granite State 0039, Jaime. Julia Chute, Limster, New Hampshire, that ram weighing 138. Second place to entry number 1321, LCF 0020, Fred. Catherine O'Donnell, Vermont Grandview Farm, Marshfield, Marshfield, Massachusetts. That ram weighing 89 pounds. Third place, first in the junior show, to 1318. LAA 0005, Emma Cheek, Chepachet, Rhode Island. That ram weighing 89 pounds. Fourth place, to entry number 1324, Julia Chute, Lipster, New Hampshire. Fifth place to 1319, Someday Soon Farm, Sarah Jakeman, Kanajahari, New York. Sixth place to entry 1322, Catherine O'Donnell, Vermont Grandview Farm, Marshfield, Massachusetts. 7, second in the junior show to 13-17, LAA 0003, Katie Cheek, Chepachet, Rhode Island. 8th place to entry 13-20, Someday Soon Farm, Sarah Jakeman. 9th to 13-16, Julia Chute, Lipster, New Hampshire. Now ready to show for Open Show champion and reserve champion Ram. Placing on the pair of Ram Lambs, first place goes to Julia Chute, Lempster, New Hampshire. Second place to Lindsay Burke, Swift River, Cummington, Massachusetts. Third place to Catherine O'Donnell, Vermont Grandview Farm, Marshfield, Massachusetts. 4 to Someday Soon Farm, Sarah Jakeman, Conajahari, New York. 5th place to Carter Short, Boston Spa, New York. And 6th place to Cook Hill Farm, Christine Atkins, Griswold, Connecticut. Following the Open Show selection of champion and reserve, we will show for Junior Show champion and reserve. We do have a couple of sponsors for this class for champion and reserve champion Ram. Julia and Scotty Chute of Lempster, New Hampshire, sponsors the award for the Grand Champion Ram, while Yankee Rock Farm of Orwell, Vermont, sponsors the award for the Reserve Grand Champion Ram.
Well, ringside here, we're going to pick our champion and reserve Rams here for the AOB Wool Show here for the Big E. Let's put our hands together for these exhibitors with these different breeds that come out here. Very high quality and very good representation for every organization and division here. Just no doubt, just very high quality here for us. I think, again, and we talked about sometimes in these shows, you could just throw a dart and pick one here and be right. I think there's just a bunch of good ones that represent extremely well. For me, this Blueface Lester out of that early junior class will be our champion today. Just a lot of appeal and look about him. And then for reserve, it closes up just a nickel tighter for me, whether we get that one that was second to him with a big hip, or we get maybe this Gotland Yearling Ram that comes out of Yearling Ram class. Man, that thing has got a tremendous fleece, just so much character to it. Our Yearling Ram will be our reserve today. Congratulations.
For the Open Show, our Grand Champion Ram is entry 1309, Granite State 0033, Kachow. Julia Chute, Lempster, New Hampshire. That came out of Class 1 of our Junior Ram Lambs. The Reserve Grand Champion Ram to 1302, First Yearling Ram. Vermont Grandview Farm 0157, Rex Catherine O'Donnell. Vermont Grandview Farm, Marshfield, Massachusetts. Our next class will be for Junior Show champion in reserve. So we need Katie Cheeks, Yearling Ram, Yankee Rock Farm 2325. We will also need William Wilds first in the early Junior Ram Lamb class. Wilds 2408, And also we'll need Penelope Kemp second in that class, 1311 entry number, which is HPF 0215 marble. We will need the third place ram from the late junior Ram Lamb class from Emma Cheek, LAA 0005, and Katie Cheek's entry in that class, LAA 0003.
Well, as we get realigned here for our junior show champion and reserve, again, I think these kiddos need a big round of applause. They bring a really high-quality set here for us that was very competitive in all those classes amongst the adults there. I think just a darn good group again. For me today, we're going to use this Finn sheep for our champion, and then we're going to come back and get this one out of that early class for reserve. Let's give them a big round of applause. Congratulations.
Our junior show champion went to entry number 1301 out of the yearling ram class, Yankee Rock Farm, 20. Yankee Rock Farm 2325, Katie Cheek, Chepachet, Rhode Island. The reserve junior champion went to our high individual from class number 1 of junior Ram Lambs, entry 1312, Wilds 2408, Burnt Toast, William Wilds, Wellington, Connecticut. We're now ready for class number 1 of yearling ewes. Class 1 yearling ewes, please. Okay, we're going to give you the answer to that trivia question that we asked a while ago. Very few participants on that participating in the answer. I asked who the exhibitor was that had the champion ram, the champion ewe, had the first place get of sire, was the exhibitor's flock winner, and also first in the fleece, and that was South Fork Ranch from Arizona. That was in 2009. Okay, in 2014, Ed Julian judged the AOB wool sheep. Tell me the name of the exhibitor who had the Reserve Grand Champion Ram, the Champion ewe, Reserve ewe, first place flock, was Premier Breeder at that show. Well, the answer to that question, the exhibitor 10 years ago in 2014 with the Reserve Champion Ram, Champion ewe, Reserve Champion ewe, first place exhibitor flocks, and was named the Premier Breeder, was Cruitt Sheep Farm from Illinois.
Well, Class 1 of the yearling ewes here, just a fun group again to sort through, and I think just very high quality all the way through. It sounded like a broken record there, but I do mean it. I think just a powerful set of females here. Again, some differences floating through them. We just have to pick your poison and roll with it. I think we get a female on top that's just really a neat one in terms of design, and then, boy, she's got so much dimension in terms of her top, and some extra length about her. She's got some femininity up through her front end, yet catch. It just ties together a lot of nice things here for us. Maybe if we're going to pick her fleece apart just a nickel, maybe it doesn't stay as uniform as it gets back towards the britch area. But boy, is she just a powerful type of a ewe here to get around. Then I think it really closes up between the next three, really. And this Gotland ewe, it just keeps striking me. I think she's got a beautiful fleece. I think she's just a nickel better there in terms of how she flexes those pasterns than we have maybe in that ewe that comes in third. That ewe in third is just so elegant, and they get, again, a nice picture painted with that female, a big hip in her. Maybe once in a while just gets a little bit soft on those pasterns for us today, but boy, is she neat up through her front end. Beautiful headed. I think just another really high end one. The ewe that comes to us in 4, she gets a couple of nods just from her color. I think just a very striking sheep in terms of color. That chocolate head and those brown legs contrasted with that white body there, and very nice in her fleece, very good in her top, and very sound in motion. I think she's an awfully neat one there. And then we round out the top 5 with another Leicester here that's a big old gal. Got a lot of capacity and dimension, maybe balances from the side not quite as nicely as those other ones that get ahead of her, but she's certainly got some dimension and some product to her. And then we got a trio down here that are awfully nice as well, guys. Very good set as these Class 1 yearling ewes come out of here. Congratulations.
Next class will be Class 2 of our yearling ewes. Placing on the Class 1 yearling ewes for our all other breeds wool. First place goes to entry 1334, Granite State 0028, Marty, Julia Chute, Limster, New Hampshire. That ewe weighing 228. Second place to entry number 1338, Swift River Sheep 0013, Catherine Elena. Someday Soon Farm, Sarah Jakeman, Kanajahari, New York. That ewe weighing 113. Third place to entry number 1337, Sweet Meadow Farm, Iris La Rochelle, Webster, New Hampshire. That ewe weighing 205. Fourth, first in the junior show to 1333, Fry 0180, Laurel, Penelope Kemp, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Fifth place to entry 1336, Julia Chute, Limster, New Hampshire. Sixth place to 1331, Yankee Rock Farm, Sari Swanson and Colin Siegman, Bridport, Vermont. Second in the junior show to 1335, Short Hill Farm, 2341, Charcoal, Carter Short, Ballston Spa, New York. Eighth place, third in the junior show, to entry number 1332, Penelope Kemp, Ridgefield, Connecticut.
Another really nice class here in our yearling ewes, and just some give or take here, maybe in this top trio or top four. Here are maybe my favorites, and maybe change some things about each of them, and then some things you like about them as well. The first ewe, again, the Lester, really striking from her hooks forward. I love her. I think her head is beautiful. She's got this tremendous look about her in terms of her front end extension. And then when we put her into motion, she tracks really good. At times, she wants to get just a little flexy on those rear pasterns. I'd change her there if we could, just a nickel. But nice fleece. I think just a lot of dimension in that sheep. And I know this breed has more dimension than these other breeds. But that sheep is big in terms of her top shape. It doesn't really matter what breed that she is. I think just a nice combination sheep of some size, scale, some mass, and then some nice in terms about her fleece structure. Then the next two I have a little trouble with too. The outer edge of this next one's fleece, maybe I don't want to say over-groomed, because you guys know how to get them ready way better than I do. But that fleece is better down deep when you get it parted than it looks and appears from the outside. It looks a little plainer from the outside, but you get into that fleece really neat in terms of the structure, in terms of the character, in terms of the luster there. That sheep just maybe just doesn't handle with as much mass in her top, and I really hate to say that compared to that first sheep, because I know that they're not supposed to. But that's where I'm at with that one. I think I'd just like to have her just a little more dimension in her top to get ahead of that one. But really a neat sheep. Really a neat one here in terms of profile, comes into third. That one gets a little finer in her features for me, but boy, is she neat in terms of that front end. She's got some extra length about her, and then she stays pretty darn square there for this breed, specifically back there in her hip. I think that is an awfully neat breeding piece that she offers for this breed. But another nice fleece about her, just a darn neat one there. And our Finn sheep that comes forward, very good in terms of her top, like we've been talking about their whole group. You run your hands down the top of those sheep, and there's just a lot of dimension to them. There's no holes in them behind their shoulder. I think this is a really neat one there. And then we work into another Gotland here in 5 that maybe in terms of fleece structure just gives up some of that uniformity to the ones that get ahead of her. But darn nice set all the way through. Again, let's put our hands together. Congratulations.
Next class will be pair of yearling ewes. Pair yearling ewes, please. Placing on group 2 of our yearling ewes, first place goes to entry number 1341, Granite State 0031, Cocoa Melon. Sweet Meadow Farm, Iris La Rochelle, Webster, New Hampshire, that ewe weighing 194. Second place to entry 1342, Swift River Sheep 16, Artemis. Swift River Sheep, Lindsay Burke, Cummington, Massachusetts, that ewe weighing 108. Third place to entry 1339, Someday Soon Farm, Sarah Jakeman, Conajohari, New York, that ewe weighing 112. Fourth to entry 1340, Yankee Rock Farm, Siri Swanson and Colin Siegman, Bridport, Vermont. 5 to entry 1344, Lindsay Burke, Swift River, Cummington, Massachusetts. Sixth place to 1341, Yankee Rock Farm, Siri Swanson and Colin Siegman, Bridport, Vermont. And 7, first in the junior show to 1345, Short Hill Farm, 2377, Carbon, Carter Short, Boston Spa, New York. Placing on the pair of yearling ewes, first place goes to Someday Soon Farm, Sarah Jakeman, Conajahari, New York. Second place to Julia Chute, Limster, New Hampshire. Third place, Sweet Meadow Farm, Iris La Rochelle, Webster, New Hampshire. 4, Lindsay Burke, Swift River, Cummington, Massachusetts. 5, Penelope Kemp, Ridgefield, Connecticut. 6th place, Yankee Rock Farm, Sari Swanson and Colin Siegman, Bridport, Vermont. And 7 to Carter Short, Ballston Spa, New York. Now ready for senior ewe lambs. We're currently showing senior ewe lambs. Your next class will be intermediate ewe lambs.
Really a nice pair of senior lambs here. The two fins come to us, and there's some differences in them. Maybe a little longer-sided one here to lead off with, in that white one. Again, nice about her fleece, and just an excellent top sheep again. A little shorter coupled one here in that multicolored one, but man, got a huge top, and just a neat one in terms of how she meets your hand, and again, very nice in her fleece as well. That's a nice pair. Let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations on a nice group here.
Now ready for intermediate ewe lambs. Intermediate ewe lambs, please. Placing on the senior ewe lamb class, first place goes to entry number 1353, Yankee Rock Farm 2349, Yankee Rock Farm, Siri Swanson and Colin Siegman, Bridport, Vermont. Second place to 1354, Yankee Rock Farm 2355, Yankee Rock Farm, Siri Swanson and Colin Siegman, Bridport, Vermont. Again, we're now ready to show intermediate ewe lambs.
Four really nice ones here in our intermediate. I think we lead off with a real high-end Cotswold ewe here that just really robust and just massive in terms of her shape and her dimension. Got a really neat center body about her and just in terms of her rib and her capacity, yet she's got some femininity up through her front end. I love this one in motion. She just trots around the ring like they're supposed to, puts her feet on all four corners, and I think this an awfully neat one there to lead off with. Her fleece is good, very uniform, got a lot of character to it. I think this an awfully neat one there. Finn sheep comes in second. Again, this firm has brought you just a tremendous set of sheep just in terms of their handle. This is another big topped one for a young ewe lamb, and certainly, again, really sound on her feet and legs. I think that's an awfully nice one. Working to a couple Cotswolds here. Maybe it just don't balance from the side quite as nice, but that third one's got a great fleece, a lot of character, a lot of luster, really uniform from front to rear. If we could just get her to build out of her front end, maybe just a little neater in terms of her design, we maybe could work her up a notch or two there. I think her fleece is very high quality. And then our fourth one here, just giving up some shape today. Maybe just needs a little more time to get maybe that top shape to fill in just a nickel. Maybe could square her up just a notch. But again, nice about her fleece. That's a great class again. Let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations.
Again, your next class will be first class of junior ewe lambs. Early junior ewe lambs will be your next class. Placing on the class of intermediate ewe lambs, first place goes to entry 1355, Four Season Farm 2407, William Wilds, Willington, Connecticut. That ewe weighing 138. Second place to 1359, Yankee Rock Farm 2404, Yankee Rock Farm, Siri Swanson and Colin Siegman. Bridport, Vermont. That ewe weighing 56. Third place to entry 1356 to Cook Hill Farm, Christine Atkins, Griswold, Connecticut. That ewe weighing 97. And fourth place to Cook Hill Farm, Christine Atkins, Griswold, Connecticut on entry 1306. Final question on the trivia for the AOB wool. In 2019, just 5 years ago, who had the reserve grand champion ram at that show, as well as the first place exhibitors flock, breeders flock, and was named the premier breeder at that show? Very good, Colin. It was Siri.
tremendous class here in this first class of junior ewe lambs. Just really a powerful set here in my estimation here. And then some differences in them here as we get them put together. I think a really elegant fronted, neat moving sheep here to lead off with. Maybe if we're going to ding her just a nickel, I wish she had the tail set and the pin set of her classmate here that comes into third. I think that female, though, in terms of front end design, in terms of fleece, I think she's really, really good. Just super on her toes. I think just a neat female to lead off with. Our next one, she's got the best fleece of this class. Doesn't matter what breed she is. That fleece is tremendous, I think. Just very neat and uniform. A lot of character about it. You get inside it, a lot of luster about it. Just an awfully nice one. Then she's a nice top sheep as well. That sheep handles with a lot of dimension. She's got some length about her, some femininity up through her front end, and then also moves around the ring. I think you could flop those two if you wanted to. I think that's a very high-end pair to go 1 and 2. The really neat one comes to us in third, and I love this one's hip and pin set. At times maybe just gets a little bit soft on her pasterns as she moves around the ring, but boy, she paints a nice picture there with a beautiful head about her. Maybe in terms of her fleece, not as ideal as those two that get ahead of her, but really a neat bodied sheep that comes into third. The Finn sheep, again, I keep saying the same people here have the same kind of sheep, and that just a testament to their breeding program. Just another really good topped one. Maybe she shortens up just a nickel in terms of her length comparatively to her counterparts here. If we could just stretch her just a nickel, but again, very sound, very good in terms of her fleece, and really a nice color about her as well. We work into a real neat, fancy Cotswold here that we round out the top 5 with. Really up-fronted and really elegant. Love her and her chest floor. She's built in her shoulder as good as any of them in this class with some ruggedness about her bone. I ding her in her hip. I'd like to square her hip up just a nickel if we could. Beautiful fleece, though. It's got a young fleece, very, very lustrous and very characteristic. I think that's a darn nice group of junior ewe lambs. Congratulations.
Now ready for Class 2 of our junior ewe lambs. Placing on our first class of junior ewe lambs, the early class. First place goes to entry number 1362, Sweet Meadow 2405, Sweet Meadow Farm, Iris La Rochelle, Webster, New Hampshire, that ewe weighing 109. Second place to entry 1361, Swift River Sheep 35, Lindsay Burke, Swift River, Cummington, Massachusetts, that ewe weighing 73. Third place to entry 1363, Sweet Meadow 2406, Sweet Meadow Farm, Iris La Rochelle, Webster, New Hampshire, that ewe weighing 122. Fourth place to entry number 1367, Yankee Rock Farm, Sari Swanson and Colin Siegman, Bridport, Vermont. Fifth place, first in the junior show, to 1365, Short Hill Farm, 2429, Dusty, Carter Short, Boston Spa, New York. Sixth place to entry number 1364, Lindsay Burke, Swift River, Cummington, Massachusetts. Second in the junior show, to entry 1360, Short Hill Farm, 2418, Delta, Carter Short, Boston Spa, New York.
Another really fun little set of ewe lambs here as we round out the individual classes here for us of our AOBs. And again, I think just a real high quality lineup again here for us. I think that first, that Gotland ewe lamb has got just an exquisite fleece about her. It's beautiful and silver and lustrous and characteristic to just a really, really high-end fleece. If you want to say maybe that she could be just a little square built in places in terms of her hip and maybe where she sets her feet, just a nickel, I'm okay with talking about that. I think, though, her fleece is just tremendous, and she's going to get the nod today of having that extra point there. The real feminine, beautiful one that comes to us in second in that Leicester. Maybe ding her just a nickel in her, maybe her hip and pin set could be just a nickel square, but boy, is she fancy fronted and really neat in terms of her head carriage as she moves around the ring. I think just another one we're going to read to be a big old yearling ewe come next year with some dimension to her. I think a high-end pair there, and if you wanted to flop them, you could. I'm going to give the nod to that fleece. I think it's just really, really nice. The Finn sheep comes to us here in third, and just another real good built one, very square, very good topped, really striking color about her head. I think just an awfully nice one there to fall into that third hole with. Another one here in four, just big tops again and very sound. We work into this one in five. Maybe could just change her on her wheels just a nickel if you could, but boy, you get into her fleece and very, very good. Just a real lustrous one with a lot of character about it. She's got some length of side about her, which I like. Just maybe change her on her wheels just a nickel. Very good class all the way through. Again, let's give them a big round of applause. Congratulations.
Next class will be pair of ewe lambs. Placing on the second class or late class of junior ewe lambs for our AOB wool show. First place to entry number 1371, LCF Flossie 0021, Catherine O'Donnell, Vermont Grandview Farm, Marshfield, Massachusetts. That ewe weighed 76 pounds. Second place to entry number 1374, Granite State 0041, Ash, Julia Chute, Limster, New Hampshire. That ewe weighed 116. Third place, first in the junior show, to entry 1370, LAA 0004, Emma Cheek, Chepachet, Rhode Island. That ewe weighed 85 pounds. Fourth place to entry 1368, Yankee Rock Farm, Siri Swanson, Colin Siegman, Bridport, Vermont. Fifth place to entry 1372, Catherine O'Donnell, Vermont Grandview Farm, Marshfield, Massachusetts. Sixth, second in the junior show to LAA 0002, Katie Cheek, Chepachet, Rhode Island. And seven, to entry 1373, Julia Chute, Limster, New Hampshire. Placing on the class of pair of ewe lambs, first place goes to Lindsay Burke, Swift River, Cummington, Massachusetts. Second place to Catherine O'Donnell, Vermont Grandview Farm, Marshfield, Massachusetts. Third place to Sweet Meadow Farm, Iris La Rochelle, Webster, New Hampshire. 4 to Julia Chute, Limster, New Hampshire. 5 to Yankee Rock Farm, Sari Swanson and Colin Siegman, Bridport, Vermont. 6th place, Carter Short, Ballston Spa, New York. And 7th place to Cook Hill Farm, Christine Atkins, Griswold, Connecticut. We are now showing for Grand and Reserve Grand Champion U. Our Grand Champion U Award is sponsored by Julia and Scotty Chute of New Hampshire. Our Reserve Grand Champion U Award sponsored by Yankee Rock Farm of Vermont. Again, we want to thank our ring assistant today, Zoe Amons from Chelsea, Vermont. Zoe is the 2024 National Petite Runner-Up in the Miss Agriculture USA competition. Zoe is an advocate for agriculture, and we appreciate her assistance with the Big E shows this afternoon.
Well, ringside here, if you're at the sheep barn, if you're not a sheep enthusiast or breeder, you're witnessing a very eclectic collection here of really nice sheep in a lot of different breeds. Let's give all these breeders a big round of applause, these exhibitors. Been a really exquisite show, really fun. Just a tremendous amount of quality floating within each breed, and then you bring them out together and just try to find the best of the best here. I think just a tremendous group all the way through. firsts and seconds, and then we have a whole bunch of them that are to the back of the pen that are extremely good as well. The fleeces are nice. The sheep are built really, really good. There's a pair of them that maybe just in motion, maybe just hold themselves together, maybe just a fraction better, and then you get into their fleeces. Both of them are very, very good. I'll go and show you how I like them, but boy, I tell you, there's a darn nice group here. Let's give them one more big round of applause. I'll show you Champion Reserve.
Champion AOBU goes to our first place out of Class 1 Yearling Ewes, entry number 1334, Granite State, 0028, Marty, Julia Chute, Limster, New Hampshire. The reserve champion goes to our first place in the intermediate ewe lamb class, entry 1355, Four Season Farm, 2407, William Wilds, Wellington, Connecticut. At this time, we need to select our junior show reserve champion, because that reserve champion overall, Four Season Farm 2407 of William Wilds, is our junior show champion as well. So we need, from first class of yearling ewes, we need Penelope Kemp's ewe 0180 Laurel. We also need Carter Short's ewe from the second yearling ewe class, Carbon 2377. We need Carter Short's ewe from the first class of junior ewe lambs, 1365 tag, but 2429 is the tag number on it. And finally, we need Emma Cheek's first place ewe from the junior ewe lamb class, late junior ewe lamb class, LAA 0004.
Well, let's recognize these four juniors as they come back out here for that reserve pick for their junior show. I think, again, just very high quality and certainly a fun little group of sheep to sort through here. For me, we're going to use this late ewe lamb out of that Finn division. I think this is an awfully neat one there. Congratulations to the young lady. Let's give her a big round of applause.
Our reserve champion for the junior show goes to entry number 1370 out of the late junior ewe lamb class, LAA 0004, Emma Cheek, Chepachet, Rhode Island. We are now ready for Exhibitor's Flock. Placing on the class of exhibitors flock, first place goes to Julia Chute, Limster, New Hampshire. Second place to Sweet Meadow Farm, Iris La Rochelle, Webster, New Hampshire. Third place to Lindsay Burke, Swift River, Cummington, Massachusetts. Fourth place to Yankee Rock Farm, Siri Swanson and Colin Siegman, Bridport, Vermont. And 5 to Carter Short, Boston Spa, New York. Now ready for breeder's flock. Placing on the breeder's flock, first place to Julia Chute, Limster, New Hampshire. Second place to Lindsay Burke, Swift River, Cummington, Massachusetts. Third place to Yankee Rock Farm, Siri Swanson and Colin Siegman, Bridport, Vermont. And fourth place to Carter Short, Boston Spa, New York. Now ready for Get of Sire. And following the Get of Sire class, we will be showing Best Fleeced Animal. Placing on the Get of Sire class, first place to Julia Chute, Limster, New Hampshire. Second place to Catherine O'Donnell, Vermont Grandview Farm, Marshfield, Massachusetts. Third place to Lindsay Burke, Swift River, Cummington, Massachusetts. 4 to Yankee Rock Farm, Siri Swanson and Colin Siegman, Bridport, Vermont. And 5 to Cook Hill Farm, Christine Atkins, Griswold, Connecticut. Now ready to show for Best Fleece. Best Fleeced Animal.
Well, I'll tell you, breeders of the AOB here, let's put our hands together. Just a tremendous set of fleeces and a variety of different kinds. There are a couple of them out here that just surfaced to the top for me, and both of them are the same breed. I think it's very, very close, even filled with sawdust. This one on my far right is going to be our champion fleece there. Just an exquisite fleece, beautiful in terms of luster and just character. And if you want to give a runner-up, this buck lamb right here in front of me hits them pretty hard, too. So congratulations. Let's give them a big round of applause. That's a very nice group. Congratulations.
Best Fleeced Animal goes to entry 1371 out of the late Junior ewe lamb class, our class winner there. LCF Flossie 0021, Catherine O'Donnell, Vermont Grandview Farm, Marshfield, Massachusetts. We do want to announce our premier exhibitor and premier breeder, and they are the same individual, and that's Ducky Chute of Limster, New Hampshire. Julia Ducky Chute is the winner of both those awards. Ducky, if you'll come out and receive your awards. That does conclude our AOB show. That does conclude our AOB show for the day. Our judge has been Evan Snyder of Pennsylvania. We will be back in here tomorrow morning. We still have 2 more breeds during Wool Week, and we will be doing our Supreme Champion selections tomorrow afternoon. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for Shetlands, 1 o'clock for Corriedales, 4 o'clock for the Supreme Champion selections.